whose blossom is the real blossom. And this says, you know what? You are all a blossom of consciousness, and in the garden of our deeper potentiality, it is not to blossom like someone else, that's impossible, but to find the truth that you are a blossom. And that's something that when Reverend Michael said that you must remember that you stand at the center of the universe, this tells you the exact same thing with the prescience of art, with a painting, because it's saying, yes, you do. Not only do you stand at the center of the universe, that what the purpose of consciousness is to blossom. And this is one of the things that I found with my work in terms of, tell me if you can't hear me, I'm going to walk down here. What I found with my work was that the tarot that I had created is a wheel. It actually means wheel. So that, if we think about it, became truly the cast of characters, the theater of the psyche. As I like to put it, the function, the principles that say, like a piano, these are the notes of which you are composed. But it's like worshiping your piano or saying, you know what, E flat. E flat's evil. C is you. Because people ask me, they say, which are the good archetypes? You know, or which ones do you like? And I think, you know, if the sun is bringing drought and fire and you don't really like the sun, but if it's bringing reward, it's like the sun. So it's the same archetype, different attitude. So it's not to have, in a sense, fall in love with the weather conditions of what we understand, but to remember that we are ancient, ancient beings, and that the knowledge of the Father, as it's talked about in tradition, is truly the knowledge of the function, the principles, the laws. We go, Dad, how am I composed? What's my function? What's my key? What's expected of me? But what's extraordinary in this work, because I like to point, this is really where we move into the knowledge of the mother, because the mandala is known as truly the archetype of the mother, because she synthesizes the all, wholeness, holiness, and therefore the mandala is always the truth behind the nature of psyche, which is to finally blossom. But what's interesting with this work is that it's saying that, you see now, if I take this wheel, blossom, and I put it inside of this wheel, I have the spokes of the archetypes, the knowledge of the Father, time, change, direction, motion. Within the middle, I have the knowledge of the blossom, the unique beauty and quality of consciousness. And as I say, if we do this, which is to step into the middle of our blossom, then we begin to embrace the theater of our psyche and say, I don't have to over-identify with any particular key, but I can understand that truly, as I ask questions and these different keys awaken, they will reveal this deeper relationship between the outer world of time, its laws and principles, its motion, and the inner world of fullness, of blossoming, of truly the purpose. And that's why I feel that as we talk in an emerging, because we're in the 21st century now, and most of the dialogue is stuck somewhere, when? 19th century?
Yeah.
You know, building a bridge to the 19th century. Same old imperialism and bigotry. But it's that's what it is. I also like to point out that the Hopi Indians say that the knowledge of the sacred DNA is in their basket weaves. And this looks like Indian baskets. It also looks like Indian headdresses. And that started thinking about, now, if I take this person and go, whoa, that's really... But the interesting thing is, it really is moving into these depths. When you move into them, you say, all you want to do is go, we are so incredible, we are so magnificent, we are majestic entities, we are profound beyond reason, and yet we think we are nothing. We are told we are less than nothing. And you know why? Because it's profitable. And that's why, truly, if we understand that what does it profit us to gain the world and lose our soul, I know someone said that, but it's a very good thing to remember, is that the world is, what did Reverend Michael say today, the world is something that is, your bad thoughts are basically, it's not, although it's happening to you, it's not real. And that's the point, is that we have to differentiate between the actual, which is happening, and the real, which is truly the bearings that we are seeking to find now through our creative and imaginative and communal interactivity. And that's why I feel that this story that shows us this process, and the room that also shows us this journey, begins to share with us the fact that life as art should be what we're taught from the get-go. You are an art form. You're not a product. You're not a thing. You're not some quantity that is only as good as you are wealthy. And again, we see this overlay of, as I put it, the boys who never have interesting ideas are at it again. As a matter of fact, on 9/11, it was my reaction as a storyteller. I said, oh great, the apocalyptic thinkers who never can figure out what to do with Act 3 are blowing it up. Because that's what you do in a movie. If you can't figure out how to actually resolve the problem, you kill everybody. And I thought, well, wait a minute, this is really a matter of script writing. Therefore, we have to be more accountable for the scripts we write. And that's one of the things that I like about this work, is that whether it really is almost by chance and destiny, this work, what is beautiful about this garden was that I was able to share it with those who cared. I didn't try to have it critiqued by art people that would have nothing wrong with that, but that a sense of, well, this doesn't fit in, or this isn't. It would have been, I want to grow a garden. Do you like the garden? What do you think of the flowers? Not, boy, you shouldn't be growing gardens. We're only cultivating rocks at this point. I thought, gardens. It was like when I heard people telling me painting is dead, and I thought, not in my life. And who falls for that? Oh yes, this is a good idea. I wanted to be a baseball player, but they tell me baseball is dead. If you're a baseball player, you have to play baseball. If you're an artist, you have to paint. I mean, come on. And if the thing is about time, well, get over time and understand that any moment you give to your imagination and your creation is the very thing that will free you and will liberate you. Because you know what it does? It also makes you responsible. You're not just talking theoretically, you're actually bringing something out of you. And if you share it with those that are nurturing, guess what? That little garden within you will grow. When I teach painting, I always say, keep your work private. Don't share it until it has grown to a place where you want to share it. If somebody wants to go, well, I do it in Orange, say, thank you very much. I'm not asking you what you think about my work. I'm asking what my work makes you think. And that's different. Because if you talk about what my work makes you think, I'm interested in your ideas. If your opinion about what you do in orange or green, that's not very interesting. And I think that really what I find with liberating the inner creator is we have to give better raw material to ourselves. We have to constantly question, is this, and Reverend Michael said it today, is this opinion, does it have me, or is it my opinion? And what do I need an opinion for? Why do I need an opinion? That's why I collect art books. I've collected them for many, many years, so my studio is surrounded by artists. What I love about them is some I would say these are kindred spirits, and these I don't even have a clue. But I understood that the creative tree was much greater than my part of it. And that to understand it, I had to include all of it. And therefore, what came to the, as I call it, my studio I now call the Wonder Study. What came to the Wonder Study was the truth that every vision is a unique universe. And what artists and creative people remind each other of, I don't want you to paint like me, and you don't want to paint like me. I want you to be inspired to paint. It's like when Dreaming Bear does his poetry. He doesn't want people to do poetry like he does, but he wants to inspire everyone to dream poetically. And that's within our grasp. And that's why I feel that with our imaginative and creative adventure, another thing I say to my art students, I say, give up the beret. Give up being an artist. You are a creative adventurer. When you're a creative adventurer, you stop going, oh, well, theoretically, in a postmodern deconstructionist model, gobbledygook. Give us something to eat, not theory. Give us something to digest, that we are transformed. This was the whole alchemical process of the creative act, which is that this transformation, and this is one of the things I really admired about what Reverend Michael said, what he felt was not what I had portrayed to illustrate anything. It was actually witnessing the transformative journey itself that left a trace effect. The byproduct was the art.